Ready?
Alright, MegaMan 10. It's the latest Capcom game. It's downloadable for the Wii, PS3 and Xbox. Actually, Wii is already released. PS3 is coming out on the 11th and Xbox is coming out on the 31st. So here we go. MegaMan 10 is kind of a weird game to review. I'm not gonna talk about the game for people who don't even know what MegaMan is. So basically, I'm just gonna review it as a MegaMan fan, and I'm gonna compare it to the other MegaMan games, and especially MegaMan 9. So it's obvious to most people that MegaMan is more a game for retro gamers and hardcore gamers. So it's not necessarily casual gamer friendly, although this one contains an easy mode and stuff. But even if it's pretty difficult, it's still a satisfying and great action experience, and there's plenty of stuff to do in MegaMan 10, and it's a great bang for your buck. But just let me get into the details. So basically, MegaMan is a platformer shooter where you run and jump your way through a bunch of stages where you can face the evil Robot Master at the end of each stage. So when you defeat each Robot Master, you will be rewarded with a new weapon, and each Robot Master is weak against one of the other 8 weapons, so defeating them in a certain order will make your life easier. And what's nice about MegaMan is that you can select your stages in any order you want, so if you get sick of one stage, you can always try another. The plot of the game is there's a weird robo-influenza virus that spread across the world and makes robots stop functioning properly. And a few days later, robots begin to try to take over the world. Roll also gets sick, Roll is MegaMan's sister, for those who don't know, and it's up to MegaMan and Proto Man to save the day. Of course, Dr. Wily being the villain. Of course, our heroes immediately trust Wily, even though he's been trying to take over the world more times than you can count on both of your hands. But this, of course, is all part of MegaMan tradition. So that's basically the story, and it's pretty simple, which is fine, for a game that, it doesn't really focus on story. So it's basically just an excuse to blow up robots, which, yeah, it's alright. For the game, overall, the game, I'd say, is a lot better than MegaMan 9, at least in terms of level design, and just overall it seems like they put more time into it. There's more content. Music is all original. There are remakes, but they didn't reuse songs from other Mega Man games. Like in Mega Man 9 they reused a lot of songs from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 10 it's all new stuff, and it's pretty cool. They reused less sprites than Mega Man 9, I think. So it's also nice. And also overall, from a level design perspective, the game is way better designed than Mega Man 9, I think. Enemies are more interesting, levels have different interesting gimmicks, making them more unique. So if we take, for example, Splash Woman's stage in Mega Man 9, and Pump Man stage in Mega Man 10. In Mega Man 9, besides the low gravity in water areas, all you had really was a bubble section that is just rehashed from Mega Man 5, whereas in Pump Man stage there's all kinds of things. There are enemies that spit goo at you that make you slide around. There's current underwater, bubbles, waterfalls that make you jump lower. There's a lot of nice little gimmicks in each of the stages, and that makes them a lot more interesting than in Mega Man 9. The only downside to Mega Man 10's design compared to Mega Man 9 is that the special weapons don't seem to be as useful or well designed. In Mega Man 9, all the weapons had some kind of use and there was a reason to use them all the time. But in Mega Man 10, some weapons are really not useful, and you just don't feel like using them because it seems like a waste of time. Like, for example, the Thunder Wool, which is Sheepman's weapon, is almost like useless. It drains just too much energy and gets destroyed by everything, and it's just too slow. And there's a bunch of other weapons like that. There's a couple that are useful, like the Tri-Blade and Water Shield. Well, basically, there's a couple of them that are useful, but they're not all useful like in Mega Man 9. So the difficulty in Mega Man 10 is similar to Mega Man 9, but it gets more difficult when you get to the final stage. 8 robot masters are pretty cool. There's a couple of them that are really tough, like Strikeman's stage will have you rip your hair out of your head. But when you get to the final stages, it gets really tough, I think. The difficulty might seem brutal to some people, as in all other Mega Man games, but there's always a way around the attacks. There's always an easier way of dealing with the challenges. You will have to think a little bit. I like how some of the levels force you to improvise or try different things. I was surprised by how deep and well designed Chill Man's level was, for example. One more thing which is really nice about the difficulty is that they have an easy mode for those who are not familiar with, action games, and it comes right away as you buy the game. There's the hard mode that is unlocked after you beat the game, and it's nice because we don't have to pay for the hard mode. Yes, and hard mode and easy mode really are different. Hard mode has a lot more enemies, easy mode has less enemies and platforms to help you, and the bosses are actually different, and they have different behaviors, and there's an actual difference, whereas in Mega Man 9 there's just no difference with the boss. So it seems to me like they took a lot more time to tweak Mega Man 10 and finish it right. As for the graphics, well, the graphics are made to mimic the NES 8-bit graphics from the good old days. So for those who treasure their HD TVs and don't want to humiliate their precious high-tech LCD screen with sacrilegious retro graphics, don't get this game. But as a retro gamer, I'd say the graphics are superb. There's just a little feeling of the graphics being rushed. In some cases, some of them could have used a little bit more polish. Some boss sprites look a bit weird to me, and some enemies are recycled, but not as many as in Mega Man 9, like I said earlier. Some animations could be played a little bit faster, but none of those are a problem at all since the gameplay is so awesome. For the music now. So, as expected for a Mega Man game, the music is full of awesomeness and features composers from all over the Mega Man series, really. But although Mega Man 9's songs were almost all excellent, this one is a bit more of a mixed bag. It's not that the songs suck, it's just that it takes a long time to get used to, and I think that's really the good thing about Mega Man 10 is that the songs have a lasting appeal to them. As you listen to them more and more, you start to like them. They're not as catchy. It takes a bit more time to get used to them. Here are 3 of my favorite songs, besides the first one you heard in this video.